Get out the insurance cards, get out the co-pays. The office is open, my friends. Brought to you by DrRoto.com.
It's time once again for everybody to come aboard that one and done train. Welcome to One and Done. Bienvenidos a todos. One and Done, your fast break of college basketball información. We are powered by the galaxy's greatest website. It's DrRoto.com. I'm your sometimes humble host. My name is Jay Heinrich, and I go by the conductor around these parts, the conductor of the aforementioned One and Done train, at Dr. William Cannon on X. Solo Dolo in the studio tonight on a Thursday. Second time we've done a little solo action on a Thursday night, and boy, it is a little bit more eventful this time around. Easy for me to say. But we're happy to be here on a Thursday. Make sure if you're hanging out with us, you hit those like and subscribe buttons. Subscribers only mode, so hit that subscribe button, and hop in the live chat and let me know you're hanging out with us. So hope to see you in the live chat, the liveliest live chat in all of college basketball, of course. Hey, guess who's pushing the buttons tonight? My guy, CC Hustle, the Hall of Famer himself, Nate, back from the dead, all the sickness that he was dealing with, backstage, I should say, pushing all those buttons, doing his thing. Don't forget about El Capitan, MC Holland 34, at Fantasy Nav, is our guy Eric the Blue in those Twitter streets. Those cats are enjoying themselves tonight, hopefully. Oh, speaking of Mike, is different Mike, not our Mike from here, but Michael Peterson. What's up, man? Good to see you there in the live chat as always. Thanks for hanging out with us here. Darren, could always depend on Darren as well. Just hanging out on Thursday, just some guys being dudes, maybe some ladies involved too. You never know. We're a very diverse audience here on One and Done. You guys know that, and girls, of course. So push all those buttons so you can hang out with Michael and Darren in the live chat. And at One and Done CDB is where you can find us on all the socials. Just hit them all, Sky Blue or Blue Sky, whatever it is. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, at One and Done CDB. Do yourself a favor and follow them all for sure. Guys and gals, Cooper Flagg in a wheelchair today. Fran McCaffrey got run. Chucky Hepburn hit a buzzer beater. It must be March. Oh, it must be March. If that's not a song already, we might copyright that, and that may be the intro. Who knows? Probably not. But either way, big things are happening already. It's the madness that we crave in our bones here. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about some auto bids, some tickets that were punched Wednesday night. That would be today's Thursday if you're watching live. If you're watching later, thank you first of all for doing that. Like and subscribe, pop in the comments and let us know you're hanging out with us. But Wednesday night, American University, not National American University, if you're familiar with daytime television, not that. It's just American University in the Patriot League beat Navy. Americans 22-12 on the year. 237th in KenPom, so if you're not familiar with their game, it's okay. You don't need to really apologize. This is a 16 seed for sure, and they play at a snail's pace, 349th in the country. So Matt Rogers, their big player there, 17 points, 5.5 boards, and shoots it well from beyond the arc. So if you do happen to catch whatever one seed is playing American University, Matt Rogers may be a guy that will shine for them. In the Southland, to not really many people's surprise here, you got McNeese taking down Lamar, of course, the Fighting Will Wades. What a get that was for that program to get Will Wade on their campus. And he has paid off every penny and every bit of headache that might have been caused when they hired him on there. They're playing great basketball out there. 27-6 on the year, the 59th overall team on KenPom. Remember, if you go all the way back to non-conference play, they only lost to Alabama by 8. They were definitely in that game. So projected as a 13 seed here. Top 75 in both offensive and defensive efficiency under Will Wade, which is not surprising because he's a hell of a coach. And because of all of that, you hear those little birdies, chirp, 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 chirp. Yeah, Will Wade's probably not hanging around that campus too much longer. But they may make it difficult on some 4 seed here in about a week. A lot of talent, a lot of experience. 28th in the country in D1 experience actually is McNeese. Shoemate, Copeland, 3 main contributors back from last year's tourney team. What 4 seed wants to see. It's almost like you would almost rather be seeded like a 5, really, than be a 4 and have to play McNeese in the first round. Nobody wants to do that. So good stuff there. Will Wade probably not there for much longer. Yeah, I don't think so. What do you think? Do you guys think that he'll stick around? Let me know in the live chat what you think. Be happy to hear what you have to say about that. Montana out there in the Big Sky, a.k.a. Starch Madness, defeating Northern Colorado 91-83. Montana's 25-9 on the year, 156th overall in KenPom. At least this was when they won that game last night here. Projected as a 15 seed, top 100 offense, but 249th in defensive efficiency. Good 3-ball. That's what you can expect from the old Grizz there. One of the smaller teams in the tournament, though, so that's why they have to really live from beyond the arc. So Money Williams coming off the bench for them, 6'4" guard, doing big things. Other auto bids from even earlier in the week. UNC Wilmington out of the CAA defeated that Delaware that was on that Cinderella run. Not so fast, my friend. UNC Wilmington found a way to get it done. That's a projected 14 seed. 82nd in the country in offensive efficiency is UNC Wilmington. Very strong rebounding team. Play a little bit of defense there. 42nd in the country in D1 experience. Big team, deep bench, a 14 seed. You know, it's not like it hasn't happened before. They're a team that I'll be eyeing. You know, who knows? Maybe that's a team that when we get over to BracketBids, I may want to bid up on, you know, because I think they might have, win a couple of games. Who knows? We'll talk about BracketBids later. But UNC Wilmington there, dangerous team. Donovan Newby, 14.5 points and 3.5 dimes for them. Lastly, here out of the auto bids of recent lore, Robert Morris out in the horizon, a 15 seed projected at least. 132nd in the country. They do turn the ball over a lot, though. They're 132nd in defense, I should say, in the country, but turn the ball over a ton. 26 wins, not too shabby there for Robert Morris. Key player to watch, Alvaro Folgarius. That was a tough one for me to say. I was trying to practice that one ahead of time. Did not have a ton of luck. We'll just call him Big A Alvaro there. 14 points, 9 boards, 3 dimes, 42% from 3 for them. Apologies for messing up the name, but respect for the game for sure. Darren, I don't know. Did Prince Hakeem tell people he went to the University of America and coming to America? That does sound right. I gotta admit, that does sound. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie, but that's a classic. Good stuff, Darren. Good stuff from Darren there. And good stuff for all of you for hanging out with us here on One and Done. Push those like and subscribe buttons if you will. Do us a solid. This is big time stuff here. We got content coming at you all March long, but we're not just in March. No, we're 365 days a year, all the time pumping out the content for you. So make sure you hit all those buttons, especially because our guy Mike El Capitan's going to join you for some DFS content, and that's where we get this bread for sure. So push all those buttons so you don't miss anything that we are doing here on One and Done. Darren already calling his shots. McNeese, High Point, and Utah State in round 1 upsets. I mean, they'll be popular picks for sure. I don't know if all of them can figure it out, but they'll be popular picks on everybody's bracket and a BracketBids too. And we'll talk about BracketBids after we talk about the SEC tournament and a little bit of a reaction for what's going on in what has become the best conference in all the land. Yesterday, this is some great first-round action right here. 3 of the 4 opening round games were highly competitive. Oklahoma, who beat Georgia, and Arkansas, who beat South Carolina, took care of business, and both of those teams are probably locked in now. And basically, it's just waiting for Texas, what Texas did today, right? If you're watching today, this is Thursday. So whatever Texas did on a Thursday night or Thursday afternoon against Texas A&M, what do you know? The biggest rival, maybe outside of Oklahoma, to ever walk the face of the earth. So Texas, Darren telling me to put some respect on RT's name. Listen, you've been telling me UT is going to play in the NIT from the jump here. So I don't know about, maybe we should all put some respect on Rodney Terry's name. But I tell you what, they have had 2 nice wins in the tournament, which I don't know if it's enough yet. I still don't know if it's enough. Lenardi had them as like his last team in earlier today. I don't know if it's enough, man. But I guess, they're in a position to lay their claim to a spot at least. I feel it's going to have that win too. It's going to have to come against an old friend in Rick Barnes, the former Longhorns coach. Took him to a Final Four while he was here in Austin. I say here because I'm obviously in the Austin area for sure. But yeah, it just so happens to coach Tennessee, who is the top-rated defensive team in the country according to Ken Palm's metrics. So a tall task ahead for Rodney Terry and the Longhorns, but they got it done in a double overtime thriller today against Texas A&M, 94-89. Ole Miss beat Arkansas by 3, 83-80. Another one that had us on the edge of our seats. Sean Padula hit that three with a little over 1 second remaining. 6 different Ole Miss players had a steal. We know what Chris Beard does. We know what kind of team he's going to coach. We know what kind of style they're going to play. They're going to make you earn every single bucket that you can get. And 6 different Ole Miss players had a steal today. They forced 15 turnovers. They forced Arkansas into 15 turnovers. That's not a great day for the Hogs, and they still scored 80 points. So, I mean, that lets you know how dangerous they are. But listen, Arkansas cannot have Big Z going to a coma. He was a non-factor for them. That ain't going to happen. That's not going to work. It's not going to be a thing if they plan on making any noise in the bracket here in about a week. Big Z just can't go dormant for Arkansas. But a good win for Ole Miss, 83-80. Missouri and Mississippi State, I think that's live right now. We might try to get an update on that. Okay, just got an update. Missouri held on to beat Mississippi State. So there you go. Missouri went out. Missouri is an impressive team. Like, listen, this 19th ranked in KenPom. This is a top 20 KenPom team here. 22 wins now, right? 22-10, I believe, is their record. This is a very, very dangerous team. So Missouri pulling off that victory right there as we are on the air. Oklahoma and Kentucky, that's going on. That might not even be going. That might be waiting to start here in a minute. So not going to get to talk about, our guy, Peanut Butter Posse's Big Blue probably much tonight, but we'll talk about them for sure the next time we're on the air. Good stuff there in the SEC tournament and good stuff for you. We're going to give you the good stuff here with a little bit of a tip, I should say. We're always here on One and Done. We're always trying to give you the good stuff, right? Have you heard of BracketBids? Have you heard of BracketBids? If you haven't, listen, we're less than a week away now, 3 days, in fact, at the time of this recording from Selection Sunday. If you are planning on filling out a bracket, that's great. Do it. But get that same pool of friends that you have that you're going to do that bracket challenge with. And get over to BracketBids.com or download the BracketBids app today. It's a different approach. We're leveling up this March with BracketBids with an auction-style draft for the teams that you want to represent you against your opponents in the league. You have to outbid your opponents. Let's say, maybe $600 of your $1,000 will go to Auburn if you think they're going to win, right? And if you're just that sure and you want to get that winner, you may spend up for the team that you think will win, or you may try to find a bargain there and outsmart your league mate. So make sure you go to BracketBids.com and download the BracketBids app. It's free to create your account. Make sure when you do that, you use the promo code BREAD because you're going to want to activate that league. Once you bring everybody over from your older bracket challenge, bring them into BracketBids, activate that league, 40% off, promo code BREAD right there scrolling across the bottom of the screen. What is the promo code? It's BREAD, Darren, BREAD, because we get this bread around these parts. Promo code BREAD, and if you look in the show description on YouTube, you'll be able to see a link that will take you directly to their site, and that will be preloaded for you. I am not surprised to see Forklift Jeremy. And first of all, thanks for BracketBids for being a partner with us here on One and Done. We're proud to be a partner for them as well. But I am not surprised to see Forklift Jeremy here in the live chat after UNC all of a sudden, ran off a couple. We're going to talk a little ACC here in a second, but I'm not surprised to see our guy Forklift Jeremy in the chat. Good stuff there. Man, it's all lining up for them, isn't it? Yeah, Darren, you can invite your cousin that you never talked to or your uncle that you don't like. Is that the other one I didn't get to tonight? Can you remind me of the other parts of that promo that I didn't get to, which, there's a couple of them that I like to go to a lot. I know, the guy at work, your coworker that you just meet at the copy machine sometimes, but other than that, you don't talk to him, that guy. Invite them to BracketBids for sure. Yeah, do it. Promo code BREAD. All right, that's enough of that. And by that, I mean this crazy live chat. No, actually, keep the live chat going, and I'll get back to you here in a minute. But let's get to the ACC. Let's get to yesterday's action first. And by yesterday, I mean Wednesday, of course. Wednesday's action in the ACC tournament. The major story coming into it was the three bubble teams, UNC, SMU, and Wake Forest, right? We know Duke, Clemson, and Louisville are all safely in. And then what do you get? UNC crushed Notre Dame. SMU did the same to Syracuse. Both won by 20 points, setting up those big-time second-round matchups. Okay, here we go. UNC might not even need the at-large. All they got to win is 2 more games. I'm only I'm only joking a little bit here. I'm joking. Well, maybe not. Forklift Jeremy says they're going to run all the way. They did beat Wake 68-59. Wake shot 2 for 22 from 3. You're not going to win any games doing that. And they only turned the ball over 9 times, actually. UNC turned the ball over more. This team just sometimes finds a way to, Jeremy knows. Forklift Jeremy knows this is a team that might not be long for March, but they are still finding a way to get it done right now. And, yeah, they get that banged-up Duke team next. Can Flag play on one leg, Darren? I don't know. Can he? If anybody can, I bet he would do it, though. He was in a wheelchair. They were pushing him around on wheels. I mean, was it too dramatic? I don't know. But they got him around to where they needed to get him. And then not too long after that, they had his shooting shirt on. And, he's out. Oh, he's doubtful. You got to shoot. He's on the bench. It's okay. Everybody calm down. Don't have to sound the alarm. He's okay. We don't have to amputate. He's fine. He never came back in, though. He didn't need to, though. But the bigger thing for me, Malik Brown redislocating his shoulder. And Coach Shire said he ended up back in the hospital. So, that's not great. I promise you that much. So that's the long-term storyline here for Duke. In the more immediate future, Cooper Flagg's looking to see if he can get back on the floor. And like Forklift Jeremy said, if anybody could probably do it, it's him. So we'll see how it goes. Yes, Darren, people in wheelchairs do play basketball. That is correct. However, not in the NCAA, not in a conference tournament, at least not the ones that we're talking about either. So you are right, though, definitely, for sure. How about Louisville today? Chucky Hepburn calling game. Hit that jumper, buzzer, beater, capping a fifth. They were down 15 with about 14 and a half minutes left. Okay, let me go back. They were down 15 points with about 14 and a half minutes left. And then they found a way to come back and win by 2, 75-73. Chucky Hepburn there at the end hitting the shot. Pat Kelsey has the Cardinals cooking. And what's funny to me, we throw around the cliche terms a lot, and we like to joke around a lot here on One and Done. And we haven't said this phrase as often lately, I've noticed. But if you go back and watch some of the older episodes of One and Done, we like to use the descriptor rock fight when describing a game there. And that is what Pat Kelsey told this team to make it before the game. Told them to make it a rock fight. And they definitely did, at least in the first half. That was the kind of game. They forced them to play the game that they wanted to play. Louisville gets the win. 75-73. Calling into work, my guy. This is March. This is what March is about, Jeremy. I'm glad your priorities are in order. I am definitely happy to see that your mental space is in its proper capacity, okay? You are one of us. One of us. One of us. Forklift Jeremy is our guy for sure. Darren asking, can Duke receive less than a 1 seed if the Flag injury is long-term? They could. I don't think they will. They definitely could, Darren. That's a great question. I don't think that at this point that they would bump them down a whole. That's such a big deal, right? Like that 1 seed. It doesn't matter. You don't have to have the 1 seed to win, obviously. But being that 1 seed and what that comes with, man, like, I don't think they would take it from them personally. Jeremy's saying possibly. What do you think? If you're hanging out with us live, make sure you let us know in the live chat with Darren and Jeremy are talking about, could Duke fall from a 1 seed with Flag's injury? I don't think so personally, but let me know what you think. Good stuff there. We always appreciate how lively the live chat gets around these parts. So keep it going as we move on to the old Big East out in the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. Yesterday, okay, I got to stop doing that. Wednesday, 3 games played Wednesday. Villanova needing a lot of things to go right for them to find a way in. Took care of Seton Hall to set up the game with UConn, which is going on right now as we speak. Man, DePaul beating Georgetown, that's not good. And we're going to talk about it in a minute, but they almost beat Creighton today too. Did DePaul? But Butler also beat Providence on Wednesday. So then today we talk about St. John's beating Butler. RJ Lewis had 20 and 7. Kadari Richmond almost had himself a triple-double, 15 points, 8 rebounds, and 9 assists on the night. Butler only scored 57 points as a team, so St. John's bringing the D. They only turn the ball over themselves 9 times, which I always like. You keep a team to 57 points, and you only turn the ball over a single digits. That's a pretty quality victory there. It feels like a team sort of peaking at the right time for sure. It's going to be difficult for me. St. John's wasn't necessarily a team that I always had sort of penciled in as one of the teams that I'd be considering to fill in that final spot in my bracket, but they're becoming a part of that conversation for me as we move along. Marquette knocked off Xavier, probably put the Musketeers on the wrong side of the bubble. They needed a couple of more wins, most likely, to get themselves in, and Xavier's probably going to be on the wrong side, on the outside, looking in. And then DePaul, we talk about their matchup today against Creighton. Double overtime. That didn't end too long before we went live on this show. Blue Jays prevailed 85 to 81, avoiding the trip up to the not so great DePaul team. Man, that's the type of run that you like to see, right? I like to see the underdogs make runs in the conference tournament. I don't want to see some 15 seed that's in the Sweet 16. If they're not like Florida Gulf Coast was that one year where they were every other play was an alley-oop or like something crazy, dudes blocking shots 20 rows deep. Like if that's not your game as that low of a seed, I don't want to see you deep. I don't care if your whole team that's under 6'4" found a way to be scrappy. And I want to see the best teams play deep in this tournament. I'm sorry. That's just me being a Scrooge, I guess, when it comes to this stuff. But I do like to see a team like DePaul making it in the conference tournament. And they almost made a nice run here, but Creighton found a way to get it done. Jeremy, I agree. They are really deep without Flag. That's why I don't think it's really a possibility that they would lose that 1 seed, but it's Duke, man. I've run out of ways to talk about Duke, about how good they are, I should say. I don't know how else to describe this team. I don't know how else to go into detail on. They're just that good, okay? With Cooper Flag, the caveat, obviously, right? They're going to put him in every hyperbaric chamber, in every sort of any kind of medicine you ever heard of, It's not like there's not money out there at that university. They'll be fine. They'll figure out a way to infuse, stem cells or something, I don't know, whatever. I have a feeling he'll play. Darren saying he's played Dixon twice in DFS this season. And both times he was scoreless in the first half. My guy. Sometimes you got to laugh to keep from crying. I'm laughing with you, buddy, not laughing at you. We all have those guys. I stopped playing Danny Wolf a month and a half ago. I just couldn't. And he would still have some nice games. He hadn't been very sharp lately. But, he was the bane of my existence this year. That's all right. Good stuff, everybody. Like and subscribe buttons. Hit them all. 2 more little, what do you see? Oh, right there. Yeah. Wait, nope. Right there. Yeah. Okay, we got that one. And then we got that one. And then we're going to get out of here. So let's roll it on to the Big Ten, a team that I regularly crap on. But there's been some good, solid basketball going on. Let me take a little sippy here. This is not a sponsored gimmick here. This Gatorade right here, broskies and broskets. Shout out to all those guys. You know, when I tell everybody, like, I was enrolled at the University of Texas for 2 years. I really only attended for about a year and a quarter, if we're being honest here. But one of the cool things that I did do was I had a class with a husband and a wife who were the inventors of Propel Water, who was obviously that was like a Gatorade product, I believe. So anyways, that was a cool thing. And that was my glory days in a young boy's eyes, glory days. We're going to relive them sometime, don't we? Big Ten Conference Tournament. Wednesday, Ohio State entered this thing needing a win to feel comfortable. They did not get it. Iowa won 77-70. Iowa's like the bubble slayer. It feels like beating Nebraska in the regular season finale to end their postseason hopes. Now Ohio State popped their bubble as well. But yeah, Iowa won't be around for too much longer, as we'll talk about in a minute. Though USC got past Rutgers in double overtime. What do you stop me? Stop me if you've heard this before. A double overtime game in a conference tournament here. You know, we were so high on Rutgers before the start of the season, and obviously you understand why with the two guys over there that are going to be top 5 picks, lottery picks at the worst. You know, like, these are guys that are just going to go one and done right to the league, and we thought that might. What do you guys think? You think they're still first round guys? Let me know in the live chat if you think those guys are going early. But yeah, didn't pan out for Rutgers, and many coaches are finding out, like, do I even need to recruit freshmen anymore? Do I even need to mess with high school recruiting? Can I just pull from the portal? Experience. We talked about experience earlier. How experienced some of these teams are. Pardon me. Do you even need to mess with freshmen anymore? Was it Patino that said they don't even take a freshman? Like, why bother? Everybody's so experienced. You can get all the experience you want. One way to look at it, of course. Lastly, don't want to leave out Northwestern here. Beat Minnesota, but who hasn't? All right, today. Speaking of Iowa, Fran McCaffrey got run in what'll probably be his last game on the sidelines for Iowa. I mean, and I thought the second one I thought was cheap. I think it was like 1 MF, and like, come on, man. Like, you're gonna give him that for his second tech. Like, he pushed it though, and they were still in the game at that point. Like, it was obviously it was close all the way down to the end, and there was quite a few points scored in that one. 106-94. Peyton Sanford had 30 in the loss for Iowa, but all 5 starters in double figures for Illinois. Boswell, Riley, and White all had at least 21. Ivisic had 19. Oh, and Yakashonis still got 10. Just 10. That's all you could do. No, I'm kidding, of course. But all 5 starters in double figures for Illinois. Maryland next up on the agenda, and it'll be a great battle for them. What do we got? USC and Purdue going on right now. USC up by 6 with 14 minutes and 39 seconds left, 53-47 there. So make sure you follow. I'm sure y'all we're probably on like your biggest screen in your house, I'm guessing. Right now you got me like huge front and center, and then you've got the games around my head probably in your man cave, whatever it is. I get it. It's cool. It's cool for sure. Yeah, Purdue is doing Purdue things in March. This is still a really good team though, man. But they're finding a way to, just do it. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I got this a while back. I like this one for sure. Got the old All-Star. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate the compliment. Oh, Darren, I missed this one too. If we can send a man to the moon, surely we can fix Cooper Flagg's ankle in a week. Yeah, buddy, I hope you're right. For sure. I hope you're right about that too, Jeremy. I hope we have a ton of double OT games. That's what I want to see. I want to see on the edge of our seats. Okay, fine. Let that 15 seed take a 2 seed to the limit, and then okay, let's let the big boys play now. Okay, it's okay. I love an underdog. Don't get me wrong, but do we really watch the underdogs when they get the ratings show that people don't? But I'm just saying. Darren with his Boswell White stat going tonight. You going to cash? Let us know. Let us know if you're going to see those green screens, my dude. Drive backwards and watch your phone. Jeremy, what are you doing, my guy? Jeez Louise, be careful, my friend, okay? Be careful, my friend. Good thing you got tomorrow off to reset, relax, and chill and watch that game for sure. All right, let's get to the Big 12 and then get ourselves out of here. We're live on a Thursday, so if you're watching live, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for doing that. And if you're watching later on, make sure you hop in the comment section and let us know that you were hanging out with us. Hit the subscribe button and get over to BracketBids and BracketBids.com. Use the promo code BREAD for 40% off of your league activation fees. A new approach to March for sure. New approach to March. The auction-style draft over there at BracketBids. It's one of those things where, like, you don't know how cool it is until you actually do it. Like, you get there, you look at okay, how much money am I going to spend on this team? How much money am I going to spend on that team? Oh, am I going to spend 600 of my 1,000 on Auburn? You know what I mean? Like, it's just, you got to get over to bracketbids.com and check it out. I'm looking at Ryan Schnabel jumping in the live chat right now. Zoo! I'll finish your Miz with the fire. Miz, zoo! 85-73 over Mississippi State. Good win for the Tigers there for sure. Hey, Peanut Butter Posse, you're here. We appreciate you. Yeah, we weren't going to get to talk much Kentucky, but we are glad that you got home to watch your beloved Cats. We definitely appreciate you checking in with us as always. All right, Big 12 tourney reaction time here. Action started on a Wednesday. Colorado? Really? This is the kind of thing? I mean, West Virginia going home from the tournament. Thanks to Colorado, 16 seed beating West Virginia there. But they're probably still going to make the field, right? I feel like they're in. They're in. Iowa State popped Cincinnati's bubble with a 20-point win. Too good. Baylor cruised past Kansas State. Kansas and UCF capped off the first night with an OT game that saw Kansas win. Okay, today, BYU knocking off Iowa State. There aren't more than this many teams hotter than BYU right now. They're just not. That's the kind of team that I like to ride that thunderbolt on a bracket. You know, let's see how far they can go in this Big 12 tournament. Darren saying that it's the most exciting one so far. Let's see how big BYU can go, how far they can go in this one. Man, this is a good team. Like, if you would think Mark Pope leaves over to Peanut Butter Posse's Cats over there, and you're like, okay, there's going to be a dip here, right? Like, nope. Wrong. BYU hanging with the best of them. And then Texas Tech beating Baylor. Another tight match. This was another 2-point game here, 76-74 here. I'm also running out of superlatives for JT Toppin. It's just, he's great, and he was a monster in this one as well. Both of those teams should be in, I would imagine, right? Baylor probably has a little bit of a sweat. Mike's Baylor Bears, as we like to joke around here. Bear fans, Bear supporters, Bear Cubs, whatever you want to call it. It might have a little bit of a sweat heading in, but they're probably in. Still a good conference. It's not the best conference in the country anymore. Like, it's, you know, like they've been on a nice run here. Kansas down. This ain't the same conference. And BYU looking mighty fine for sure. And so is Texas Tech beating Baylor in that one. Peanut Butter Posse, you're welcome, okay, for the Longhorns double overtime game, keeping you from missing the first half. Listen, I got my piece in on Rodney Terry earlier before you tuned in. I still think he's got to beat Tennessee, personally, but it's a lot of SEC teams, my brother. That is a ton of SEC teams, and we are happy that you're here talking about it with us. We're happy that you're watching us on One and Done. Make sure you hit those like and subscribe buttons to show us some love at One and Done CVB on all the socials. You see it scrolling there across the bottom of the screen. Listen, this is what we do. This is what we live for. It's college basketball. We're here 365 days a year. If you stumbled upon us somehow for the first time, welcome. We appreciate you. Push all those buttons. so you can hang out in the live chat with Peanut Butter Posse, with Darren, with Ryan hopping in there, with Forklift Jeremy driving backwards and watching his phone as well. We definitely appreciate him. Who else was in the live chat earlier? I know I'm missing somebody here. Oh, Michael, right at the top of the show, Michael Peterson hopping in. We always appreciate everybody who hops in. Darren asking about the MC Holland 34 Classic, a.k.a. our Draftkings Invitational. You got to just be on the lookout for our draft. If we're doing a DFS show, there will be an MC Holland Classic, I promise, okay? So make sure that you follow us and you have the notification bells turned on so you don't miss any of that. Sometimes Mike goes live before log. Mike's been on twice a day in a couple of days. Like, he'll just show up. He'll get a wild hair and be like, all right, we're going to do this slate and I'm going to go live and give everybody an hour and a half of time to use all this information to put towards getting this bread. So hit all the buttons, like, subscribe. It makes sense. Make sure you follow at The Real Napier, our guy, the Hall of Famer, CC Hustle, pushing buttons tonight. We appreciate him. I appreciate all of you. Don't go too far. One and Done is always bringing the heat. We appreciate the comments like Forklift Jeremy. Thanks for the kind words. We always love the fire emojis, the salutes. Big on that around here. We're big on the live chat. We're big on our community here on One and Done. So come join it. Be a part of it. And while you're doing that, while you're just finding a way to, open up BracketBids or BracketBids.com and do all of that, and while you're finding your way over to YouTube to type in One and Done college basketball, make sure you take care of yourself. Take care of somebody else. Tell somebody you love them. I'm the conductor, and you can find me at Dr. William Cannon. My name is JayHeinRich. Come again. Peace out, y'all. We'll see you.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. And until the next visit, be well and take care.